could not be more excited for a new year than I am right now. If you are neurodivergent in any way, shape, or form, I want you to know that you're not alone. I want you to know that I actually see you, and so does this team. May you never feel alone, because you're not. I don't think you realize your importance. Realize it, because it's real. You're real. I made a promise. I'm sticking to that. Why? Because you are still here. So, the topic of this podcast, which will be the last one of 2022, is Neurodivergent Revelations and Resolutions. And you inspired this. So, everybody, look it up and say thank you.
Thanks, Up. Even though I wasn't there.
Thank you.
I have no idea what you guys talked about.
The first question I'm going to ask is, what was the most impactful moment for your mental health in 2022? This does not have to be positive. This does not have to be the superhero thing. But if you can draw on one moment in the past year that impacted your mental health for the better or for the worse, I would like to hear about that. So I'm going to start in the order that I have right here. Mechi.
I guess what I learned this year, it's something positive that came out of a negative. I'm not going to go into much detail, but some of you know what's going on here. But a certain situation in my life taught me that sometimes it's better to go with the flow and not try to control everything. I'm a control freak. I'm not going to lie. I plan every single thing I do to the T. I have like so many planners. It's crazy. But something that happened to me this year, and something that I thought like was completely under control, I mean, we're talking like years under control, went down, But it taught me that sometimes just not controlling everything is the best way to go about things in life. I mean, because I don't know, for some of you listening, if you ever lost someone in your life, you know that your life can change, all of a sudden, in a matter of seconds. And when you go through that, you kind of learn that, okay, you can't control everything. But when years go, when you're past and, you in some way have overcome that, something again reminds you in life that, hey, you're not in control of every single thing in your life. So just go with the flow. And so this year I started going with the flow. And the other day in App's podcast, we were talking about this with Leo. I am obsessed with business. So this year I was lucky enough to work hard and build systems that allow me to go with the flow, that allow me to not having to be taking care of every single thing in my life and have things work for me, so that whenever, something bad happens, I can just go with the flow and, do me. And so what I learned from that is that I have to put myself first, because if I am not okay, I cannot help anyone. And maybe this is something very obvious, but until you don't experience that in your life, it's something hard to understand and to really grasp the concept. So yeah, I learned that, to put myself first and to just go with the flow and see what life throws at me and enjoy the process.
I like that a lot. Love it. Blushing.
The most impactful moment for me in 2022 was a long time coming. Started around February for March of last year, as in 2021. And late July, very late July. And this year I got diagnosed with ADHD. Goodness, thank you, finally, is all of our reaction, because many of you were there from the beginning of this, or very early on. I would say that's the moment, but for totally. My life has changed completely in so many ways, and I'm functioning way more. I am mentally and emotionally doing way better. No matter that I'm in burnout now, that's not because of the ADHD. it's affecting my mental health, but oh my goodness, how much worse would it be without me being diagnosed and being on medication?
Hell
I
yeah.
am very thankful that I have the medication now because, yeah.
That's so awesome. Talk about an impactful moment. Getting diagnosed
Yeah.
with ADHD. That is an impactful moment.
Very well knowing that I have ADHD, that I am an ADHDer. I knew that. Many people around me did. All of you did. But we had to have the official name on paper, therefore getting medication and other support systems that are in place that I currently am not using, but I am going to.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Blushing. Leo, the most impactful moment for your mental health in 2000.
Yeah, honestly, I would say for me, it was a visit to a certain lake. Part of it, getting to actually meet you in person was very, very awesome. But honestly, like just the stay beside the lake, not having to really worry about work or any other types of commitments. It was just an incredibly peaceful experience that really let me reset, a bit unlike anything else. And since I've had a tendency to just kind of go all the time, that was very much everything just being in a much slower gear. And I think that was a huge reason that I was able to kind of hit the second half of the year running, because it just like everything reset. And also like just thinking about this past year, like, wow, that was a long year and a lot of shit happened.
Yeah. Oh my God, yes. You stole my answer to my own question right there.
I started like, thinking about that question, and I was just like, started like thinking about when things actually happened, and I'm like, oh, that's all been this year. It feels like 5 or 10 years worth of things, but that's kind of the way this year has been. It's felt like multiple years in one. So but yeah, that one fell right in the middle, and I think kind of really set up the second half of that decade-long year. So I'll go with that.
Excellent. Love it. All right, up for the challenge.
It has been a long year. I was thinking the same thing. It has seemed like it's like
I think all of us will agree on that. Like
crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, realistically, there's two. One kind of positive, one kind of negative. So the obvious negative one is Twitch, go fuck yourself.
Yes.
So I had a community, which as far as I'm concerned, the community still exists. If any of them want to come over to YouTube, to TikTok, to Instagram, I'm still there. I haven't disappeared. The community still exists as far as I'm concerned. I still exist. There are still 2 videos a week on YouTube. There is still that's on the one channel, and then on the podcast there's still a video every week on the podcast. There's still two 60-second videos on TikTok and on Instagram. So I'm still doing the stuff. But Twitch had a glitch. Wonderful poetry. That apparently there was no issue from me. Despite the fact that I call them out quite a lot. I was not banned. There was no technically bad blood on their side with me. It was apparently a glitch, but I can't get back into my account. Still don't have anything. Every time I contact them, they say it's a glitch, we're working on it. And it's been 2-3 months now. So that was bad. I think it's personally not as bad as I thought it may have been. I do worry about the community, but I'm also thankful that almost everyone in my community either came from or is now part of another community that also helps with mental health. So I'm relatively, I know they're with Mindset by Dave, they're with Papa Paws, they're with Wabba. I know they're being looked after, which isn't, so even if they haven't come along with me, that's fair enough. There's still something there. In terms of a good thing that's probably helped me deal with this is going back to my birthday, and granted my birthday is in January, so that's where the long year comes from. But back in January, I'd started traveling before this. I'd been traveling for a few months. I'd only just come back from the Netherlands the day before my birthday in January, so that I could do a meetup with Yes Theory, which some people know, some people won't. And it was a Yes Theory meetup. There's 80 people in a random pub in London. So I was like, I'll go along. Yeah, okay. Turned up, and turns out Yes Theory fans don't say yes that often, apparently. I effectively just went, hey guys, who wants to go away? Who wants to just go to a country? And 2 people said yes. And they were like, but where? I was like, I don't know. We'll just find somewhere. And then halfway through the week, I messaged them, and they were like, oh, what? You're serious? I'm like, yeah. Let's just find a country. So we ended up going to Greece. We flew out, these complete strangers. One of them was Somali American, one Somali English. Total strangers that I just met in a pub in London. We ended up getting an Airbnb together in Greece. And then I persuaded them basically to call in sick to their work for the next few weeks. And we went from Greece, spent some time in Greece. Then we took a train to from Greece we took a flight to Hungary, then got a train. Then when we were in Hungary, I met up 2 more people in the Yes Theory family on Facebook. Went, yeah, we're in Hungary, is anyone around? And we were like, yes. So we met them in a pub, and I persuaded both of them to call in sick to work and to come and join us at our Airbnb. So we just had them, come along into our Airbnb, persuaded them to get tattoos, which I also have a yes tattoo on my. Yes, I have. By the way, anyone that's seeing this, Batman pajamas, got to be done. So yeah, my ankle / thigh, I've got a yes tattoo. Persuaded them to get tattoos as well, which was the first tattoo for basically all of them. Only one of them didn't, and then those 2 that had called in sick, as well as the others that had all called in, we're going to train from Hungary to Austria. So they and then I left them in Austria, and I went off to Montenegro. They went off to Italy because I persuaded them to carry on. So to carry on calling in sick. So they went off to Italy. I went off to Montenegro. Then I went off to Jordan, and I just kept traveling. Because I was taking this was all from a break that I'd taken from Twitch in the first place, which is why it kind of helped me when I finally left Twitch, because I'd taken a break from my own mental health from Twitch, and so this was part of it, was traveling, and so I just carried on traveling. So yeah, I ended up in the Middle East in Jordan, and then I just kept going to the Netherlands and various other places, and I was going all the way up until like September, October. I was just traveling all the time. I'd spent, I think, between December 2021 and then the January thing when I'd really like kicked off until like September, October, I'd spent no more than 6 days in my own house. I'd just gone everywhere because it's not like I made this comment before, but it's not expensive. So I just kept going everywhere.
That's amazing. I have 2 follow-up questions to that. One, are those people still employed that you convinced to take off the sick leave, or do we not?
Well, one of them is a doctor, so he definitely.
Okay, so yeah, he's employed. No, I'm fucking with you, man. Like that was, but the Twitch thing, that had to be extremely difficult because that's where you found your place, I think.
Yeah, I mean, it didn't. It kind of created, but didn't create Up for the Challenge. I mean, Up for the Challenge as a name existed beforehand because of you. Because theoretically, I'm, if you can call someone with, not in the hundreds of thousands, but in the thousands, a YouTuber, then I was a YouTuber first. And that's where the name Up for the Challenge came from. But going on Twitch was where I kind of became Up for the Challenge. I think that like I say, the fact that the community had somewhere else to go, the fact that I wasn't, I was still creating stuff on other platforms and still am. And having done the traveling and everything and spent time away from Twitch, I think helped. It's still irritating because like I'd have almost preferred to have been banned for bad mouthing them. You know what I mean? Because I'd kept having to go at them for ages, and part of me kind of expected them to TOS me for swearing so much. For it to just be, it's a glitch or with my account that they can't figure out. Basically, the fact that Twitch is completely inept, rather than me pissing them off, was more annoying. But yeah, I mean, it is. There's nothing I can do about it, and I thanked everyone that was part of the community.
Right.
As far as I'm concerned, still are part of the community, and it's still going forward. And obviously, I've got the charity which came from there as well, which is going forward. So that that's doing a lot more as well. So
Awesome. Thank you, Up.
You know,
Here-
since
Oh,
Elon
sorry.
Musk bought Twitch, it just hasn't been the same.
Wait.
Shit, you know what? I've just realised.
Wait, what?
And effectively, the launch of the mental health charity that I'm chair of was this year as well. Fuck.
That would probably be an impactful moment.
Again,
But yeah.
the year is too long. The year
I
has
know.
been too long.
Yeah,
I have to say
exactly.
something. He persuaded me to go to Italy too. Be careful if you talk to him.
I persuaded you to do something you wanted to do already.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Moving
That's
right
such
along.
a British way of doing it.
Moving right along. Terri, your most impactful moment for your mental health in 2022.
I ended a 10-year relationship. I moved to another state. I left the company I had been working for 8 years because moving out of state meant I couldn't work there anymore. Moved back in with my parents for a little bit, got a new job. I got a new apartment, and a new place, a new everything. And I think kind of what was the most impactful wasn't just one moment, but all of these moments that came together that fit in the same impact. The things that I really noticed. So when I ended my relationship, I didn't make a plan. I didn't have this figured out or that figured out. It coincided with my parents getting ready to move out of state. Here's the thing. For a month, I stayed in my parents' camper in the backyard. So no running water. There was electricity and the Wi-Fi just didn't reach. So I watched a lot of antenna TV. There was a lot of X-Files and Buffy the Vampire Slayer. And then right before I was supposed to move into my apartment, I decided, I'm going to take some time off of work and go spend some time at the beach with my parents, their new place and everything. So I did that. And right at the end of that, I decided to leave my job, start fresh. So at that point, I had in my parents' house a bedroom with a bed, with a dresser, with closets, stuff I didn't have in quite some time, a mirror on the wall, all these amazing things, a TV with, able to watch, fucking Netflix and Hulu and whatnot, which was great, but it still wasn't my place. It's really weird when you move back in with your parents at 31 after you've been out of the house for so long and it's not any way that they acted towards me, but something in you goes back to the last time you lived at home and how young you were, and then you just add all the other shit going on in life. So there was a little okay, I need to be on my own because I forgot how to cook myself meals. I literally do not even know what I had made for dinner for the past 7 years. So all of those together, that since I left my ex and I left the apartment, I didn't have my space. I didn't have my home. So all those moments kind of together, similarly, of not having steady ground, my own place, my own independence, my own just autonomy and breathing room, that was really fucking impactful on my mental health because I've been trying to rediscover myself, discover new things, discover why I do things the way I do or think all of that shit. And that's stuff you really need to process in your own freedom and space and comfort.
What was impactful is that you were scared as shit to do something and then you did it. And that's a big fucking deal.
But it is mine. It is mine. I got myself a fucking queen bed just for me, and I make sure I sleep in the middle of it and not on the side. I got 1,000 pillows.
It's freedom. But congratulations. I mean, that's scary. That's scary, and you fucking did it. fucking awesome.
It's still scary after. Like that's
No,
that's
I
what
know,
want
but
to
like,
know.
it's at
You
least
don't
something.
like do something that's scary and then like, oh, it's not scary anymore because I just did it. Like, no, the scared
Yeah,
doesn't go away.
right.
You still feel unsure. You still feel like, am I going to do this? Even though you're doing it, you're like, am I? I don't know. I haven't made up my mind yet if I'm going to do this. It's like, well, even though I did.
Thank you, Terri, so much. RJ, 2022, most impactful moment or moments or a combination of just everything.
Can you clean it up, please?
Thank you for that. No, okay.
So, yeah, you just caught me being a dad.
Oh, no, exactly.
I started feeling my emotions and being able to have an internal dialogue with myself that did not include calling myself a piece of shit. That has been, I'm not going to say any of it's been negative, even though it's been hard and painful and a lot to process. And I know you all say it's been a long year, but because I've processed so much, I feel like it has been very short. I can't believe that it's almost over. And even as a teenager, I don't think I've had this much personal growth at any time in my life than I did this year. And going through a divorce and, realizing that, thinking that you're doing the right thing because you're letting someone you love go, right? That's what you think, you can let someone you love go, and that's the right thing to do. But when you're lying to yourself because you're numbing so much that you don't feel that love and you know it's right, and then you turn around and you start feeling everything, and you're like, oh, I actually do love them and I want to work on this, but I never said that. That's painful. Come to the realization too that people expected you to fail and basically be a deadbeat, and you didn't do that. You became a phoenix, right? But I've done a lot of processing. So, I started journaling. Thanks up. Yeah. Jerk. So I started journaling, and I was writing down being a phoenix and rising, and every single time my reality gets destroyed in my life, which has probably happened 4 or 5 times, I've always emerged stronger. But I realized this time it's not the phoenix. I'm actually in control of the storm because I'm feeling my emotions. So it's more like I'm the tempest. I was running from the storm, numbing and not even feeling joy or happiness or anything. You're just going through life, getting through it, being the strong one, right? The quote unquote strong one, not able to name any emotions outside of happy, mad, and sad. And now I can name emotions and be there for my kids and allow them to feel their emotions in a space where I don't try and stop them from feeling them, no matter what it is. That's just, they have to be able to feel it and know that it's okay to feel it. And they know that. And that's translated to them developing into some really good kids. And you can really see it in their transition. That doesn't mean it's easy. Unfortunately, I make transitions look easy. And so people always think that everything's good, right? Even my therapist, even everybody around, but it's nah, if you could see it underneath the exterior, just another duck on the pond, just them feet kicking away and the current's rushing really hard, trying to, push me down, but making it work. So, yeah, feeling my emotions is the most impactful part of this year. And then, that's led to literally everything that has been good this year. And such exponential growth.
That's huge. That is huge. I'll be saying something similar to that, actually. Thank you, RJ, very much. Dorsey, bring us home with your most impactful moment of 2022.
That's a hard one.
I know.
Because, well, it's not very ADHD to be able to pull one moment out of an entire year.
That's the greatest part of this question.
So I'm gonna go a different way. Because
Excellent.
this year I decided to try something different, and I did this stretch goals thing. So I hate New Year's resolutions because even the word resolution, it just sounds so finite, right? So instead, I set 3 intentions, and I can look at my stretch goal sheet and say, in all 3 areas that I set intentions, I made progress. And now, on the 30th of this last month of the year, I can really say I set out to do what I wanted to do that first month. It wasn't a resolution. It was just areas that I wanted to be intentional about. And I can totally say that I rocked it. And it feels really good because I'm not the type of person who likes to have goals and stuff.
Fuck yeah, Dorsey. Hell fucking yes. I love that.
Thank you.
My
Thank you.
most
Thank you.
impactful moments of 2000. I mean, there's so many, obviously, as we all have, but my most impactful moment, I think, or actually I know, is at the end of season, I guess, 3, when I first started talking to people online for the first time ever. I asked if they wanted to get together and talk. And that was, Dorsey was in there, Leo was in there, whatnot. It was Dave, and I mean, we had, honestly, I can't remember, but basically it was in honor of Will and his wife, Lauren. And I said, Will wanted to make a video for y'all, and 11 people showed up to that. Like that. I had known y'all for 5 fucking seconds. I had talked to you for like 1 hour, no video, and just asked like, hey, would you like to join me and let's celebrate ourselves or whatnot. And I could not believe that many people showed up. I mean, that literally that one moment when I clicked on the thing and I had the screens in the background and there was no fire shower curtain or cool light my dad got me for Christmas or whatever, and like it's that there was none of this shit, and I'm stacking like fire logs together with a light in the center of it, to try to have a cool background, thinking there would be one person, and 11 people showed up to that. That right there was the most positive for my mental health of this. I will tell you right now. So I got to go with one more. The other most impactful moment was, Leo, you took mine, okay? Coming to the lake. You took it. You knew you were going to take it. But Leo pulls up, and it's a lightning storm. And I'm like, hey, man, how's it going? Like, no different than anything else. I'm like, let's go sit on the dock. A lightning storm kicks up, and I just start playing in the rain. And I'm like, oh, shit, wait, I just met this guy, like, online, 2 months ago. I hope he doesn't kill me, like it's
Is he gonna turn me into a lampshade?
Is he gonna
Close, but I went the nice route.
When I went to a different country with him, I could have been found somewhere completely different.
But to realize that the person that I had talked to, not on video, but that I had seen in video meetings that we had done or whatever, was the same fucking person, was such a sense of relief to me to be able to reach out to more people. So like that was incredibly impactful. So what aspect of your mental health are you planning to focus the most on in 2023? And I'm going to go in opposite order this time. Dorsey.
No, opposite, you've got to start.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yes.
Shit. Okay.
Oh, yeah, for that.
No, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go last. But Dorsey, what is your...
Damn it. Okay.
You're prepared for this one. I know it. I can see it.
I am kind of, because I think this year was about as about growing and being intentional. And I think next year is also about growing, but I think it's about recording what works for me and really getting my own personal operations manual for myself and for my business set, because I just find it really freaking helpful.
Awesome. RJ.
So I love what Dorsey talked about with the intentions for New Year's, because last year I also did that, and I just said growth, and like that led to my year of absolute like unfettered growth. I'm doing the same thing this year, and it's, you know, I'm doing like implementation, so I'm implementing all the tools that I learned, and like but the aspect that I like want to focus on is freedom. And what I mean by that is I am leaving my job that gives me a very comfortable salary to be a alcohol-free and life coach, and like getting the freedom to create my own schedule, help people in a massive way. For people who don't know, I'm 9 years sober. I actually, you actually made the joke that if I was at a bar, I actually went to a bar last week and I got them to order NA beer and NA spirits, and they're going to host non-alcoholic happy hours twice a week, non-alcoholic singles nights, and then also like a brunch meetup and stuff like that. And it's downtown in the city. And so that's really exciting that I put myself out there to do that. I met this person for a couple hours, and we kind of, you know, had some, we had a good back and forth. So I just threw it out there like, hey, I have an idea for your business where we'd be able to help each other. And so like putting these events on and putting it out there, but attaining like the freedom that I don't feel constrained because of my job or because of honestly my emotions, right? Like that's part of the freedom of feeling the pain and everything. Like they don't constrain me anymore. Like they actually provide me freedom. And so because I get to experience life at every level, and so just being able to find that freedom is something that I'm excited for.
So freedom is what you plan to focus on the most.
Yep. And like that
Excellent.
Includes like financial and everything else,
right?
Like creating that. But
absolutely, I'll never be financially free
finding
from my
that
wife,
freedom.
so we're good. But I'm going to go in a different order here. I'm not going to go exactly. I'm just going to pick at random. It's ADHD. Up, you need to speak. I think here because you're going to start playing games and whatnot.
I mean, you're not going to like it because there's only.
That's all right. That's all right.
I mean, if we're looking specifically at mental health for my own mental health, there isn't anything. There is nothing I'm focusing on.
Okay.
Because there's nothing like that. The only other which is less pleasant, but it's the same thing I kind of do every day, is still be alive at the end of the year. That's, I mean, my most impactful mental health issue that I've had is suicidal depression, which I've had since I was 15. So in terms of, but it isn't something new. That isn't something new, but it's the only thing that's expressly direct to my mental health would be don't kill myself, which isn't necessarily the most pleasant, but it's still the most, the only thing that I'm doing specific to my mental health. Everything else is the normal, you know, irritating people online, learning stuff and everything else. But in terms of my own direct mental health, that would be it.
That's the best answer you could possibly say. I mean, like that's being still here is a big fucking deal. So if that, I mean, it is. So goddamn, thank you, Up. Unbelievable. And Terri, you cheers to him. So I'll cheers you back on that.
Yeah.
So let's
That's
go
something
with
to focus on.
it. Yeah.
Staying alive.
Yes, 100%.
There's a fucking Bee Gees song all about it.
I love it. Mechi.
Well, much like Dorsey, I would say this year is all about growing and being intentional too. Trusting in myself to continue my journey no matter where it takes me on my own, not depending on other people to feel safe or to feel happy or any of that. I'm a pretty free individual person. I can take care of myself. I take good care of myself and others, and I think it's time to put myself first. So yeah, that's what this year is all about. And adventures. I want to travel and have fun a lot. I deserve it. I work too hard.
So your mental health focus is going to be on you and having
Just
fun.
have fun,
Fuck
enjoy
yes.
life for
Fucking
once in
love
my
it.
life.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it. Terri.
So I was gonna say confidence, like self-trust, self-respect, and yes, that is very true. But I think above that, what I want to focus on for my mental health right now in the coming year is making sure that when I'm doing something, thinking something, planning something, whatever it may be, that I am not judging myself. And when I say judging myself, I mean not my judgment, but all of the people who have judged me before, all of the horrendous advice that I have gotten from people in my past that were giving that advice either because they didn't know how to be their true selves, and live a life of fulfillment and happiness and generosity and truth, or because they were authentically just fucking assholes and wanted to destroy parts of me. That too. So I am making sure that anything I do, any decision I make or ponder or think about, or what I watch, what I wear, what I eat, where I go, blah, 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 it is my voice, my judgment, my ideas, opinions, and not the harmful voices that have been embedded inside my head.
That's fucking perfect. Blushing 2023.
So usually I don't set resolutions, and I have not this time either. But as I was mentioning briefly earlier, I am in burnout. And I think it's been a long time coming, like a very long time coming. I realized it 2 weeks ago, well, 4 weeks ago soon. But immediately when I came back from vacation, I was talking to my ADHD coach, and we were talking about how I was doing, and then we set a strategy on how I'm going to slowly but surely climb out of the burnout. So some of the strategies that I'm going to use is very much about mental health, a lot of rest, and that's definitely going to affect my my mental health. And then being very clear in communication with people and communities about what's going on, being very transparent, and then game and only talk to people who I feel uplift me, not drain me. And that includes setting boundaries even more than I have, because I'm pretty good at setting boundaries, but I'm going to do it even more. So that's the long story short of what I'm going to do, or which aspects I'm going to focus on.
Good for you, Blushing. I love that. Leo, bring us home on this, and then it is not going to be the typical "what are you most proud of" thing. I have a new question for the end of
God.
this. Okay.
In the write-up for this one, you promised 2 questions. There was nothing about 3. I don't know if we can deal with that.
Yeah.
Bring in the surprise questions. What's with that?
It happens.
Now, this is something that I've been really trying to figure out, and so I for the most part, I feel like I'm on a good path. But I kind of like what Dorsey said about stretch goals, and that's really what this next year is for me. I'm more clear on what I want my goals to be, And so I'm getting very explicit in how I'm approaching these. And I'm trying to kind of shed some limiting beliefs that have held me back in a few different areas. And so a lot of the goals are around that. And I've been doing it very intentionally with the way I set my goals. So I'm focusing mostly on the input part of the goal in what I can actually accomplish. And so that's something very specific to what I can do. But then I'm also setting like the output goal of what do I want that input to actually result in. And so this is something that's not directly in my control, but is related to kind of the input of the goal. And then I'm actually like making note of kind of the hypothesis behind that. Because I think that by doing it that way, I'll be able to kind of determine whether or not the input actually relates to the output I want. And, you know, kind of the output is in relation to my overall goals and where I want to go. And it's really easy to think your inputs have kind of direct results and getting you where you want them to go. But I found that that's not always true. So kind of formalizing this process a little bit, which is not easy. I'm not very good with goal setting or planning or anything like that because, you know, the whole ADHD thing tends to affect that perhaps a little bit. But I've actually spent time on it because it's something that's actually interesting and exciting and something I care about. And so it's amazing how much of a difference that makes. But yeah, so that's kind of the overall focus, and it's kind of getting a bit of a load off on the whole mental lift of it, because it's like one of the things I've kind of talked about wanting to do is like make it to where decisions are easy, because once I have kind of the goals outlined, I'll know very quickly whether or not something should align with those or not. And so yeah, just being very clear about where I want to go, I think will be a big lift for next year. So we'll see.
That's awesome, Leo. In terms of my mental health for next year, I will say that what is going to make me feel, in my mind, more comfortable with continuing to do this is I'm going to come visit all you motherfuckers and meet you in real life. And that is because I want the real life thing. I am tired of this Zoom. I am tired
Only
of it.
if we hug.
And
if we don't hug, it's not happening.
oh no, you're getting a fucking hug.
I'm punching him in the face.
No, I know. I didn't know. I will accept that punch.
AKA the British hug.
Yeah,
I've got the pig fucking boxing gloves here ready.
But honestly, for
I'm bringing
me,
a
Don't
taser,
touch me,
man.
you guys. I love
I'm
you.
bringing a
Don't touch me.
taser. No, but literally for me, it is. This is such a different world for me. Like I don't do Facebook, and I don't like. Y'all have been part of the internet or whatever forever. I haven't. Like it's hard for me to trust, you know, clicks of a button and links and all these kind of things because I don't. So I've met two of you in real life, and I'm going to meet the rest of you in real life because that will give my mental health such a fucking boost to know that, like, hey, they are fucking awesome. Like they really are the fucking same person that is on this screen as they are in real life. I need that. And that's so, like it or hate it, I'm coming. Okay, I'm coming for you. Like I'm gonna be there.
Did you know Terri and I had breakfast?
Yeah, I know. I updated my bracket in the opposite direction this morning. But yeah,
I told him last night I did, but I didn't know if you wanted me to say it on here. So I was just like,
yeah,
okay.
I was so pumped by that. So yeah, my number one thing for my mental health is I want to meet more people in real life, not just on Zoom.
When you come to Norway,
yeah,
you know you have a guide and someone to hang out with.
Absolutely. No, that's the plan. That is the plan. You better answer the call.
England, we may just go to other countries just for the hell of it.
Just don't take.
I may just take you like a couple of weeks. We'll just go like random.
Actually, we'll take you shopping over the Swedish border.
Let's do a cruise, guys.
We need app. We need app to persuade Lobow to come and visit us.
No, that's happening. I'm coming to Argentina.
You can come to Argentina. You can even stay at my place. I can take you anywhere. I love traveling,
That'll work.
so I don't have any problem. We can go anywhere you want.
I'll take him. I'll take him to Syria. I'll be like, no, we're going.
Okay. Now.
But there's no one in Syria.
I'll go to Argentina.
So let's have a proper journey.
You have to come to Argentina.
I will go there as long as you don't tell my mother. Okay.
Okay.
So, last question. This is gonna be real quick, but I want y'all to say it is what are you most proud of, with a caveat to this. I want you to promote the shit out of yourselves. Blushing, your Twitch channel. Mechi, what you're working on. Leo, your whatever it is, you promote it here and now.
We don't have enough time for all that.
Yes, we do. Okay, it is important. Promote what you are doing, your own socials, your own whatever the fuck. Promote yourselves right now. I'm going to start with Terri. You want to go first? Let's do it.
Okay. The most consistently inconsistent blog. So I do write a lot more than I actually post, because a lot of things I am like, oh, I don't know if I'm ready to like share this publicly just out there. But I have been working on one for the new year. I'm promoting myself. I'm promoting my blog because I think, first and foremost, that I just express myself and ideas and mental health and whatever a lot better in the written word. I like to think I'm a little bit funny and a little bit sassy, but like the point gets across in the stories, and that it's authentic, and a lot of people could relate to maybe not entire things, but pieces of it. So I know the one that I had written about my eating disorder a few years ago was crazy. I had crazy reactions to it from people I never would have thought, and overwhelmingly it was just, I'm not alone. And that's kind of my point in that. As I'm writing, I do feel alone in these things that I'm writing, and then I share them because I'm like, well, I'm putting it out there. This is me. Like, if you are going to care about me, if you're going to love me, if you're going to like me, if you're going to want me around, if you're going to be interested, like, it is going to be me that you are liking, observing, what the fuck ever. Included in that is my love of the F-bomb. So I'm sorry as much as I try.
Good. So where is that blog?
Oh, I do own my own domain.
There we go.
It's www.terryinwonderland.com. No spaces or any of that shit.
Post it in the chat so that we can copy and paste and list all of these things.
Okay.
RJ, what would you like to promote? You promote your podcast right now. Like just be arrogant about it. Come on.
My name is RJ, and I'm a dad, and I do some other stuff. So I appreciate it. Thank you,
RJ.
All right, fine. I'll go. My name is RJ Zimmerman.
Thank you.
I have a podcast called Untapped Keg, where we talk about the different perspectives of sobriety and mental health, because there's only one right way to go sober, and that's the way that works for you. And I want people to be able to see that it's not just about giving up alcohol, but it's about removing a barrier that we see as actually giving us freedom. But really what it does is it keeps us in a box. So I want to show people that there's more to life than just going to work, coming home, feeding the kids, and going to bed and doing it all over again, because that's where I was 3 years ago. And go to untappedkeg.com, Untapped Keg on all social media, except for TikTok. The most active one is Untapped Keg RJ. So
awesome. Post it in the chat. Absolutely. Dorsey, let's do it.
I'm going to continue on coaching and continue on helping people, continue growing Flex Your ADHD, which is a free community for adults with ADHD. I think we're gonna do a free stretch goal thing soon because might as well just all get together and do it. And just gonna keep on trucking.
So flexyouradhd.com. That's where, and you are a certified ADHD coach. Can you say it with a little bit more? I'm a fucking certified ADHD coach. Like,
I'm almost a fucking triple certified ADHD coach.
Thank you. That is
Triple.
what I love.
You're
that.
welcome.
I love that. Up. Let's promote the living shit out of yourself. Let's do it. Not yourself. I'm sorry. Your charity. Your charity. I misspoke. I misspoke. I misspoke.
There is fuck all point promoting me. I have 9 YouTube channels and various books.
We don't have enough time.
It's not going to happen. We're not doing that. But the charity, which actually is one of the YouTube channels, so we can promote that one. So up for mental health. So if you want to find podcast, in fact, the podcast, depending on when this comes out, maybe before, maybe after, comes out 9th of January with some of the guys on it. That will come out on YouTube, which is Up for Mental Health. It's up the number 4 mental health. The website is upformentalhealth.org, so you have that as well, basically helping you find what works for you for your own mental health, finding your therapy and moving forward with that. So that's the charity. If you want to donate to us to help us do anything, please go on there and you can do that as well, also kind of PayPal and stuff like that. Go and check the charity out. It's easy as that. We are also on Twitter and on TikTok. It's all at Up for Mental Health, and on Instagram, although I don't post to Instagram really anymore because who the hell does? But yeah, go and check out Up for Mental Health, up the number 4 mentalhealth.org. And if there's anything you'd like us to get on the website, if there's any phone numbers that you know of local charities that you think really helped, let us know. We will have a look at it, see if it's appropriate, and then most likely put it on so that other people can find it. If you have a skill or you're a teacher, you're an instructor, you're whatever the hell you are, and you think, hey, this might really help somebody, let us know. Make a video for us. We can put it on the website as well. Anything that's going to help the charity really, which wasn't also mentioned because I forgot to mention it. So did RJ, because obviously RJ is also a trustee of Up for Mental Health as well.
Exactly. I love it. Fucking love it. Blushing. Promote. What you got? Let's go.
I stream on Twitch. That is twitch.tv/blushingcrafter. And then I also do TikToks. The username there is also blushingcrafter. And yes, I have an Instagram, blushingcrafter_, because the whole blushingcrafter was taken. And Twitter is same thing, blushingcrafter, no underscore. And I do mental health content on both TikTok and Twitch. Streaming on Twitch twice a week, Mondays and Wednesdays. Some daytime for me, and one evening time for me, Norway, so 6 hours ahead of Eastern time. And I'm doing gaming, cozy games, and going with the flow, like doing what I want to do, but also upping the content on mental health this year. And being an ambassador for 2 mental health organizations, mental health and gaming.
You can always be an ambassador for another.
What?
What was that? An
ambassador for another, we've made comments on Twitter about looking for ambassadors.
Oh yeah, I haven't seen it.
Okay.
I'm an ambassador for 2 mental health and gaming organizations, one based out of the UK and one in the US. Take This from the US and Safe and Enrolled from the UK, but working globally, both of these do.
Awesome. You also raise money for St. Jude, do you not, every single year?
I fundraise for St. Jude. There is a reason I'm wearing this hoodie, because I've gotten one 3 years in a row for fundraising.
Fantastic.
I do that for the whole month of May.
You are also hosting guests on your live stream now about mental health, correct? One-on-one.
Yeah, that's all the talk show episodes I'm doing.
Okay, so that's the talk shows.
16
awesome.
Episodes so far.
Holy shit, congratulations.
Yep.
Fantastic. Leo with Building Public University. Oh God.
Ooh, yeah.
This is gonna.
So I mean, that's definitely one of them. And so essentially, I am doing a little bit of everything because I believe in a combination of not only building products, but also education and kind of sharing the process. And so I use Build in Public as a way to just build trust with people, show people how to think about different things, and just really the behind the curtain peek, so that anyone who is interested can follow along and hopefully gain some inspiration in their own work and life. And so part of it's the building part of it, and so I've got a newsletter focus on that called the SaaS Factory. It's saasfactory.substack.com. That's SaaS, software as a service, for those who maybe aren't in the knowledge of that. But
I was
it's
hoping it was sassafras.
it is not sassafras. That's the next. Once I finish the whole SaaS Factory, I'll go to the Sassafras Factory.
Tremendous.
Which will be my attempt to grow sassafras and then maybe make some tea or something. But no, so the ultimate goal is to get to a point where I can launch a new product every week. Not there yet, although getting closer. And in fact, launched a couple over a few weeks, we'll say in December. And then buildinpublicuniversity.com is where I'm kind of compiling a lot of the educational resources that I'm putting together, just more behind the scenes looks, and I'll be doing some more focused work on that in the coming year. So you'll be seeing a lot of things coming from that as well. But best place to reach me is on Twitter, because I am there way too much. Leo_Guinan, super easy. So that I don't forget it. I've also got like 30 other Twitter accounts, but we don't need to mention all of those because I don't actually do anything with them except call the API. So, but yeah, I think that not quite 30, but I will say I hit the limit. You can only tie 10 to a single phone number.
Okay.
So,
Got it.
but yeah, and then also I have a podcast called How to Scale Yourself, where I talk to people about the way that they are scaling themselves in many different ways, and got a few new episodes coming out in the coming weeks. So look for more episodes of that. Know that I'm getting more consistent on that, hopefully. So I think that's part of it. Most of it. Some of it.
Awesome, Leo. Thank you so much. All right, Mechi, go.
You can find me at Mechi. I'm gonna say Mechi because everybody listening here speaks English, but it's Mechi CH. Mansilla. That's everywhere you can find me there. Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, where I'm mostly active. But I post about working and how to start a freelance business, because for me that is mental health. Like actually being free from the 9 to 5 is mental health for me. So I talk a lot about that. I also talk about the mindset shift that you have to make in order to believe in yourself, like you can actually do it, because so many people get scared of actually jumping out of a 9 to 5 and starting their own business. So I talk about that much like Leo, and I'm about to start my own podcast hopefully soon. It's going to be both in Spanish and English because I'm in Argentina, so I'm not sure how I'm going to do it, but it's going to be on my YouTube channel, Mechi Mansilla. So yeah, that's it.
Okay, so Mechi, can I sign up preemptively for the how to jump out of the 9 to 5 situation? Can I register for that?
Of course.
Okay.
Yeah.
Excellent.
We want more people out of there.
That's but between you and Leo, I think maybe y'all could convince me at someday.
You got this. You will.
But yeah, so it's at Lobow Spark, LOBOWSPARK. It's ADHD podcast and all that kind of stuff. If you want to support this show, if you like this show,
you better have some more enthusiasm. You make me bring it. Come on now. We wouldn't be here right now if it wasn't for
obviously you have
Ain't
not.
that the fucking truth, man? Come on.
Y'all
Where's that
are not
hype?
letting me
Shut
build
up.
Anyone starting to get the point here? One picks up another when they need it the most. It sounds simple, but it isn't. There's a little bit of strategy involved to this.
The strategy is heart. And most people with ADHD and neurodivergence in general have heart that is bigger than any neurotypicals could ever possibly imagine. So let's continue, shall we? If you would like to donate to this show, please donate to Crisis Text Line in honor of Lauren. And she had a tattoo of the infinity symbol, and that is why it is called Lauren's Infinity. If you want to support me and this show, that is where you go, is supporting that text line. I mean, yeah, it's pretty cool that like I have cups now and stuff that my wife bought me on Shopify and all this kind of stuff. It's all great. I don't care about that. I want the money to go to Lauren's Infinity. We've already raised a decent amount of money. If you want to be a part of something that really matters, minus all of the bullshit, please reach out to me. If you have ADHD, please reach out to me. Because one thing that I am very efficient at is building a team like this that will get together every single fucking week, have each other's backs no matter what I know. What matters is what Blushing knows, what Mechi knows, what Leo knows, what Up knows, what Terry knows, what RJ knows, what Dorsey knows. That's what matters. Like, we've got to get together as a team consistently to beat this. Join us. You have mental health problems? Join us. I'm begging you. It'll be fun at the very least. If you're struggling with anything mental health wise, and you just want someone to sit with you, we'll do it. But like, we will do it. The people on this screen will do it. I guarantee you. And we're all going to have different styles. All of us are going to have different styles. But it's all of those different styles combined into one thing is what makes this work.
I want a morphing badge now, the way you said that. Power Rangers, anyone. There's no one seemed to make any.
No, I got it. Okay,
that's fine. Everyone else is just looking at me like, what the fuck are you on about? Jeez.
No, I got it.
Weird enough, that is a point, because obviously even people like that in Morphin Power Rangers, one of the original team actually did commit suicide this year as well. So even teams like that where, you know, it's seen as
look, we're not gonna be able to fix. I mean, we can't fix people, but what we can do is sit with them. Like, we can't tell them what to do, but we can at least sit there. So, and I will sit with any of y'all at any time, or anyone else that has any sort of issues.
Nobody wants fixing either.
Right.
Nobody wants fixing.
That's exactly.
What we all want is to be cared about and shown that. And
but I'm really proud of us, though, because we have come damn close to the most important thing that can help, which is this. This helps. So I love y'all very much.